Hey, what's happening? How's it going? I'm Dr. Brian, and this is Unleash Your Genius. And today, I want to share with you 8 key principles that I learned from Mark Sisson and the Primal Blueprint. So sorry, I just got some notifications. These concepts are going to give you a framework that you're going to be able to use to guide yourself through any kind of lifestyle change. These are the concepts that I teach my clients, my one-on-one clients, and what we put through our programs. So quickly to run through these with you, the number one principle that you should know, the key concept, is that you can reprogram your genes. Now, we're all taught and we all understand that some of our genes, like the shape of our nose or how big our feet are going to be or our eye color, really isn't influenced by much to do with how we eat or our lifestyles. But there are genes that we can affect, how much muscle we build, how we burn fat. These types of genes can be turned on or off through lifestyle, how we lead our lives, how much sunlight we get, that kind of thing. So the key concept to understand is that we can reprogram some of our genes. The next concept is that the clues for optimal gene expression are found in evolution. So if we're going to figure out how to express these genes in a healthy, optimally healthy way, the only way that we can really make sense of that is by studying our history. And if we understand evolution, remember Darwin, survival of the fittest, the genes that produce the best outcome for life are going to survive, and the ones that don't help us are going to die off. So for over 2 million years, we lived as hunters and gatherers. And that's where the primal and the paleo and the ancestral health comes into it. For those 2 million years, our bodies, our cells, our genes were exposed to a certain environment. And that allowed us as humans to excel. We really ruled the earth back then. We didn't have the diseases that we have now. We didn't have the obesity, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, arthritis. All of these chronic diseases are new over the last 10,000 years. And so that's where we get our information from as to how to provide our body or how to express those healthy genes. That's the second key concept. The third key concept to understand is, this is really counterintuitive too, is that our body prefers to use fat as fuel. Our body would rather burn the fat. It's a cleaner fuel, and it's something that we have evolved to be able to do over a long period of time. But now the recent, diet regulations or suggestions, probably since the 1970s, has really been a higher carb, low fat diet. And that really hasn't done us any good. The conventional grains, they increase our sugar, increase our insulin. And when insulin is prevalent in our bloodstream, that shuts down any type of fat burning. So that's why we're unable to lose that body fat. So using fats as fuels and the production of ketones and the production of glucose through gluconeogenesis, those are some ways that the body can use its own stores for fuel, where all the fat that we're carrying around us is really just a fuel source. So if we can access that by decreasing our carbohydrate content, you are going to turn into a fat burning machine. The fourth key concept that I want you to know is that 80% of your body composition is determined by how you eat. What we put in our body, we've been told that, we can eat whatever we want and then go to the gym and burn it off. But we know now that it's a lot more complicated than that. Well, I mean, biochemistry, it's a bit more complicated, but understanding the fact that if we eat more carbs, that's going to increase insulin, and that insulin in our body is going to shut off fat burning. So regulating the looking at your macronutrients, how much fat, proteins, and carbs you're eating per day, has much more to do with it than exercise. Now, the fifth key concept is that grains are totally unnecessary. Now, you're going to hear people say, oh, you shouldn't throw away, entire food groups. But grains really give you no nutrients that you can't get from other sources, healthier sources like vegetables or nuts and seeds, healthy sourced meat, fish, chicken. Those sources are going to provide you with all the vitamins and nutrients that you need. Grains are a very cheap source of fuel. It's a very cheap source of glucose, and it's going to increase insulin levels. They also, many grains contain anti-nutrients that can bind to your minerals and cause some mineral deficiencies, and they can also lead to things like leaky gut syndrome. So grains, totally unnecessary. The sixth key concept is that fat and cholesterol are not the enemy. So we've been told for a long time, lower your cholesterol, don't eat fat. But we know that when we eat fat, it doesn't really affect those levels. Cholesterol is not dangerous. Cholesterol is needed in our bodies to produce hormones. Fat is what makes our cell walls, so healthy fats are important for having healthy cells and healthy body. It's the oxidized levels in our body and the inflammatory rate in our body that really increases things. When we think of cholesterol and fat, we think of heart disease, but it's the oxidation and inflammation in our body that increases our risk of heart disease. Number seven key concept is that exercise is really not an effective way to manage weight. We were told that just go to the gym, work out really hard, and you'll produce this body. But we're probably getting, well, I shouldn't say that. What I should say, though, is that what we eat is going to be more effective for weight management. Exercise is important to move our joints. Our body requires that movement. It's important for circulation, to help with the veins, circulating the blood and the lymph. There's a number of important hormonal responses that happen when we exercise, but managing our weight is not a great tool for that. We will talk more specifically about exercise, how to get the right and healthy amounts. But just going to the gym and hammering yourself is not a great way to help with your weight loss goals. And the eighth key concept is that maximum fitness gains can be produced in a really short period of time using high intensity interval training. So if we use short bursts of high intensity exercise with some resistance training, that's going to produce some hormones that are going to allow us to build muscles, hold on to the muscle that we have, and in a relatively short period of time, get the results that we want without doing any type of chronic exercise, which can increase injuries, decrease our immune system, increase inflammation, that kind of stuff. So these are the 8 key principles that I think are really important for any type of life or health change. I got these from Mark Sisson and the Primal Blueprint. And these are the concepts I teach my patients and clients. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Hit me up with a comment below. Share this if you think it can help somebody else. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.